of the Travel Cafe Kubal Studios. Happy to be here with you as Wake Up Call goes live from New York City. And you can see the city skyline behind me. You can also see the words behind me here. If I get out of the way, you get to see that it says Wake Up Call OTR. That stands for Wake Up Call on the Road. You know that that's the hashtag we use every time we do the broadcast from anywhere outside of our home studio. So Wake Up Call OTR, the hashtag Wake Up Call OTR. Make sure you utilize that when you're hanging out with us on Facebook at Wake Up Call DT, Twitter at Call DT, and Instagram at Wake Up Call _DT. Just use that hashtag OTR, which stands for Wake Up Call on the Road. Happy to be here with you inside of these Travel Cafe Kubal Studios, and of course Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, bringing you the trio of signature segments every Friday morning. The Annoying Moment of the Week, proudly presented by Carvel, DeWitt. Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-Lib, and Deliver, proudly presented by Chick-fil-A, Cicero, and Chick-fil-A Clay. And the announcement of this week's Top Dog of the Week, proudly presented by the wonderful people at Canine Camp Dog Daycare and Canine Kampground Dog Boarding. So however you connected with us, we appreciate you so much for being here where sports meets that thing called life. And you know that I'm down here in New York City pulling double duty. And so with that double duty that we have here down in New York City, that means that you can obviously, actually it's quadruple duty, because we have Do Diz with Dan, which is my show on Disney things, and there's going to be a bunch of Disney things here at New York Comic Con. We have Comic Book Trails, where I speak with those that own collectible and comic book places all over the country and all over the world. And so they're going to be on site for New York Comic Con. And Super Powered Pop, which is our entertainment show where we have illustrators and writers and actors and actresses and different people join us, and we talk about Marvel and DC and The Walking Dead and so on and so forth, and Star Wars and whatnot. So I'm actually pulling quadruple duty, as Wake Up Call is on the road, so is Comic Book Trails, which is always on the road, as well as Super Powered Pop and Do Diz with Dan. And you could find all of these on the socials. You can find Comic Book Trails, Do Diz with Dan, Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora, and Super Powered Pop with Dan Tortora, all on Facebook. You can search them all. And on Instagram at Super Powered Pop, obviously at Wake Up Call _DT, which is right here in front of you on the screen, at Comic Book Trails, and at Do Diz, that's D-I-Z, Do Diz with Dan. So a lot of ways to connect with us as I'm pulling quadruple duty this weekend. And it just so happens to be the weekend that the Mets are hosting their wild card round as well. And Citi Field, I got some cool stuff to send with you all about that this morning. So happy to be here with you where sports meets that thing called life. Of course, you are with us this morning on youtube.com and facebook.com, both /WakeUpCallDT, as well as on facebook.com /LiveNowDT. And you'll have the opportunity Monday through Friday, typically, to hang out with us on mixlr.com /WakeUpCallDT, and of course on WakeUpCallDT.com. So make sure that you do that. And we appreciate y'all for hanging out with us, however you're connecting with us here on the show. It's now time for us to get into the annoying moment of the week. And I got an interesting one this week, that's for sure.
Dan Tortora proudly brings you...
Is that for real? Are you kidding me?
The annoying moment of the week.
I don't know how to respond to this.
Presented by Carvel, DeWitt, 4322 East Genesee Street. It's what happy tastes like.
You have to be that crazy. I guess so.
The annoying moment of the week for this week, folks, and this is, it's real. My annoying moment of the week are people that really don't pay attention and don't look out for other people. Now, have I always been the best at paying attention? No. You know, sometimes I'm doing a bunch of different things when I'm driving. And today, or I should say this week, it hit home with me that not only should I not do that, but nobody should do that. Because what happened this week almost cost me potentially my life. And I was at a light. I was coming out of speaking with one of the awesome partners that we have the blessing of working with, and I had to go kind of up a hill to get out of the parking lot. And so when I went up the hill, well, I was looking, the light turned green, and it's a busy road, but it's a regular road. It's not a highway or anything. And the light turned green, and so I saw the car across from me, and I saw that they were turning left. And in order for me to turn left and them to turn left, I kind of have to like give them some time or go up and then kind of hook it, because you drive toward each other, because it's a big intersection. So I saw them, and I was like, okay, it's time for me to go. So I started to, I put my foot on the gas, and something inside of me said, look to your left. And I looked to my left in the last split second, and in that split second, there was a car coming through the red light. There was a bunch of other cars stopped, and this car came through the red light going at least 55 miles an hour. The car, I slammed on my brake. I saw the car, I just stopped. And when I slammed on my brake, I missed the car by probably an inch. This gentleman going 55 miles an hour, if he had hit me, would have hit me almost at a stopped position at 55 miles per hour on my driver's side door. I don't know, and I'm thankful I don't know what that would have looked like. So I saw the car and went after the car. And when I went after the car to, talk to this guy and ask him what the heck happened, there was another car that went after him, and we'll talk about that later on in the show. And the person finally pulled over. And when they pulled over, I went up to him, or he came up to me, I should say. I got out of the car and he came up to me, and I said, what are you doing? And he looked at me and he said, I don't know. I don't know. And I said, okay. I said, well, did you, like, what did you see? And he's like, I didn't even see the light was red. Now, the light was red for a while. And having that light be red for that long, and me going through, my green light, if I had gone like any normal person, if I had taken off at any normal time, there's a really good chance that he would have hit me going at least 55 miles an hour. And what does that tell me about my life? It tells me that you always have to pay attention. You always have to be looking out. You always have to think about other people. Because if and when you don't, it could cost you your life or them theirs, or both. And that was a day that will probably live with me for a very long time, if not forever, to remember what it was like to be in a moment where in a split second, and thank God and thank you to Honda City of Liverpool, who I get all my cars from, and they've partnered with us for about a decade now. Thank God that I had my Honda CR-V, which has saved my life twice. My 1999 Honda CR-V, when I was right down here in New York City, was right outside of JFK, and I got hit by a drunk driver at a light. And that car, arguably, helped save my life, by the grace of God. And the way it was built and everything, because I got hit hard at a stop position. I could have been paralyzed for the rest of my life. And this time, when this car almost hit me, it could have killed me. So to have somebody say, well, I don't even know what was going on. I didn't even see the light was red. I don't know how you didn't see the light was red. The light had been red for a very, very long time. But what does this teach us? It teaches us, and it's my annoying moment of the week because they could have killed me or someone. But what should this teach us? This should teach us to care about each other. It should teach us to pay attention. It should teach us to take the time to put our phone down when we're driving, to not be texting, to not be shaving, to not be reading a book, to not be trying to catch up on homework, to be in the moment. Because that split second can cost a life. So please, when you're out there, be careful. Please think of other people. And understand that it's not all about you. right? I don't know what was going on in this guy's life. He doesn't know what's going on in mine. But what he should know, I have a mother and a father that don't need to bury their child. What he should know is that I value my life and I value his. So, put your phone down. Okay? I don't know if he was on his phone, but put your phone down. Don't drink and drive. Don't smoke weed and drive. If you're doing any type of drug or drinking any type of alcoholic substance and getting behind a car, you're an idiot. And if you're driving, angry and you're not paying attention or whatever it may be, if you are in an emotional state or any type of state that is not healthy, don't get behind the wheel. I don't care where you have to go, because you may never get there, or you may stop somebody else from getting where they need to go. So it's my annoying moment of the week this morning, because it's a wake-up call for me. Hopefully it was a wake-up call for him, and it's a wake-up call in general that obviously God wanted me to be here, and I'm very happy that I am, and wanted him to be here too. So we need to make the most of that. With that being said, we jump into lead, learn, evolve, ad-lib, and deliver, which goes off of, as it almost always connects to the annoying moment of the week. Today's topic is being grateful for life. Learn, evolve, ad-lib, and deliver is the acronym, proudly brought to you by Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay. So today's topic is being grateful for life. Well, it seems pretty self-explanatory, but I want to ask you the question. When you get up in the morning and your girlfriend just broke up with you, or your boyfriend just broke up with you, or you didn't get a good grade on your last test or your last paper, or you didn't get that job you wanted, or maybe one of your friends flaked out on you and you're supposed to have big plans this weekend, do you wake up saying thank you to God for your life? Do you wake up and say thank you? Or are you that conceited to think you woke yourself up? You made yourself. You created yourself. And do you focus on the negative? Now, I know it's easier said than done when somebody passes away, or you don't get that job, or somebody breaks up with you, or the friend thing, or whatever's going on. I understand it's easy for you to focus on the thing that bothered you the day before, but I challenge you to not do that. And be grateful for your life. Be grateful, and I've said this on the show before, be grateful that you have something to complain about. People say, Dan, that's nuts. Why would I be happy that I have something to complain about? I'm not saying be happy to have something to complain about. Be grateful, because you're alive to complain about it. You know what's worse than waking up with something to complain about? Not waking up at all. That's what's worse. Far worse is not waking up at all. So this morning, I know you probably have something going on in your life right now that is frustrating. I get that. And it may not be easy, and you may want to cry, and it's okay to cry, and you may want to yell. You may, and I would just suggest not to yell at someone, but you may be really frustrated this morning. And I get that. And I hear you, and I feel that. But I challenge you to be grateful that you woke up with the opportunity to complain today. Because that means you're alive. It means you have the opportunity to have a better day today. It means you have the opportunity, and somebody who's negative would say, no, Dan, it means I have the opportunity to have a worse day today. No, that's your choice. What type of day you have is your choice. Well, Dan, what if somebody cuts me off in traffic? What if somebody spits on my food? What if somebody yells at me? What if somebody this? What if somebody that? What if somebody says this on social media? What if? Yeah, but it's how you respond to it. You can't control what people say. You can't control what people do. But you can control how you react to it. You can control how you react. And the majority of your life is not what people do to you. It's how you respond to what they do. And be grateful for your life. And I am So very grateful for my life. You know, that day when I almost got hit by that car, I go back to that, and I woke up that morning and I had started to let go of things. I had started to let go of some things that had really been bothering me. And I just think it's ironic that what happened that day was also making me let go of things. So I would tell you, I mean, yeah, I know that things are going to bother you. I know things are going to get on your case. But start to let those things go. Start to take that baggage off your back. Think about life like this. If you carry everything that's ever happened to you on your back, it's like carrying 20 bags, 40 bags, 100 bags. It's like carrying 50 book packs or backpacks on your back, right? Book, I don't know why I call them book packs, but backpacks on your back. Imagine today, since we're in New York City, broadcasting live, imagine that you went to JFK or LaGuardia today with 3 backpacks, 2 duffel bags, and 14 roll bags, suitcases. You can't carry all that. Mechanically, you can't even do it. So why would you put yourself through that in your life? When you have baggage, when you focus on the negative, you carry that stuff. Good morning, Sue. I hope you're doing well. But you carry all that stuff with you. And what type of life are you living if that's what you're carrying? So drop those bags, okay? Drop them off. Because it's not worth you breaking your back, literally and figuratively. Be grateful for what you have. You know what I'm grateful for this weekend? I'm grateful that I got on my flight. I'm grateful that I bumped into one of my favorite people in our community, Dr. Linda Lemura, who's also down here doing her thing. And a big shout out to Linda from Lemoyne. I'm grateful for the messages I've gotten from friends. I'm grateful for awesome parents. I'm grateful that my dad is taking care of Lily. I'm grateful that my mom, because I got on the later flight, I got to see my mom because she had been traveling, so I hadn't seen her in a few days. So I'm grateful that because I didn't get on that first flight and I got on the later one, that I got to have dinner with her. I'm grateful that I'm going to New York Comic Con for the first time in 4 or 5 years after doing pretty much 5 years straight. I'm grateful that we have VIP tickets. Hi. I'm grateful that I'm going with my little brother Nico and that we get to make a new memory together because it's been a minute since we've done that. I'm grateful for my Aunt Donna adopting Nico and Miguel and my Aunt Ev doing that. I'm grateful for the awesome apparel that I get to wear to support my company. So thanks to Mark Products in Syracuse, New York for that. I'm grateful for a beautiful day, beautiful weather, and the opportunity to make a lot of memories. So be grateful for your life this morning because somebody didn't wake up today. Somebody may have gotten hit by that car, right? Somewhere in this world, somebody. I remember being in college and I was dating this girl. Wonderful girl. She actually lives in New York City now. And we were together, right? And we were hanging out that night. And we were sitting on the couch and we fell asleep on the couch. And she got a phone call. And her dad had died. He got in a car accident in Brazil. And that was it. That split second. And she couldn't even go to the accident, right? Because we were in Pennsylvania and he was in Brazil. That's how fast life can change. So be grateful for the problems that you have because you're alive to work them out. We complain about so many things in life, but the reality is we work through it, right? Some of the greatest people I know are fighting ALS, cancer, heartache, loss. Some of the greatest souls that I have crossed paths with and God has put in my life have had the toughest roads, yet they are the best people. And if I ever need them, they're there for me. I have a mentor. I call him my Feeny, Tom DeSantis, Mr. D. He's in my phone as Feeny D. Feeny. And he has been through quadruple bypass. He's had cancer multiple times. And yet when I call him, he says, "How you doing, boy?" And every time I try to ask him about himself, he spends the first 15 minutes wanting to know about me, no matter how hard I try to know about him. He could have given up on life 20 years ago. But he's still here. And he's still a role model. And he's still a fantastic human being. Want to know why? Because he's grateful. He's grateful for his life. Sue sent to me here, "Bags are dropped off and looking for a fun weekend with my friends. Have fun with your family. And I'm very grateful also," from Syracuse. Well, I'm happy you dropped off that baggage, Sue. I'm happy you're doing well. And I'm so happy you're holding down my hometown, my fort at Syracuse. I hope you have a fantastic weekend and a great life. And I hope you come back and listen and watch every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, as we are here with you on Facebook.com, YouTube.com, and MixLR.com, all /WakeUpCallDT, with this really awesome New York City skyline behind me. And the hashtag WakeUpCallOTR, which stands for Wake Up Call on the Road. Hashtag WakeUpCallOTR. I guess this week we're hashtag Superpowered Pop OTR, SPP OTR. We're hashtag Do Diz with Dan OTR. We're hashtag Comic Book Trails, which is always on the road, so we don't have to put OTR on that one, but got a lot of things going on. But above everything else, I do what I love and I love what I do. So even though it's working in the background here and there's things going on, I am ecstatic to meet Kristen Kluick, who played Lana Lang on Smallville. I am ecstatic to meet Michael J. Fox, one of my heroes. Then, now, and always, probably, I would say. Then, now, and always. Back to the Future, DeLorean, what's up? I want a car with those doors, thanks, because of the DeLorean. I'm very excited to meet Anson Mount. Shh, don't make him say a word. Why? Because he's blackballed, and a simple whisper could destroy a planet. Excited to meet him. I'm going to try and get him to talk and get out of the way. And I get to meet Moon Knight, who also played Apocalypse and is also Poe Dameron in the Star Wars legacy. But my favorite thing that he's done is Moon Knight. And I really, really want him to say, "I can't tell the difference between my waking life and dreams." So I'm looking forward to all that. And I got to get to it. So with that being said, thank you to Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay for Lead, Learn, Evolve, Ad-lib, and Deliver, coming to you from the wonderful people of Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, led by their fearless leader, and truly fearless. His faith is greater than his fear. That's Jimmer Sikowski. I pray for a cure to his ALS and everybody that has it. And if anything, if that doesn't happen, that they can live with it, and that he has a fantastic, long, beautiful, wonderful life ahead of him, and that he is young in his years, and that God has so much more planned for the wonderful, close friend that I have, that I love so dearly, Jimmer Sikowski. I love you, brother. So with that being said, it is time to get into the top dog of the week. But I can't do the top dog of the week without my little girl, Lily. My top dog of the week, I told you I'd bring it all full circle. My top dog of the week this week is the Good Samaritan, that when he saw me almost get hit by this car, when I went over and I saw the guy and I was like, I got to pull this guy over. Like, I got to talk to this guy and ask him what the heck happened, right? Get something, get an apology, something. And a Good Samaritan pulled over. And so when this car went through the light, I drove after the car, and this other guy got in front of me and drove after the car. and he pulls the guy pulls off into like this body shop or something, and he pulls off with him. And the guy kind of keeps going and he keeps driving, and he's not letting this guy get away with it. Like, whether or not I had gone after this car to find out what the heck was going on, this Good Samaritan did it for me, whether or not I did it. He didn't know I was coming when he went after the car. And it was a young guy. And he got out of the car and he talked to this guy. He put himself in harm's way. He didn't know what this guy was, if this guy had a gun, if this guy had a knife, if this guy was drunk out of his mind, if this guy was going to be volatile. And he went and talked to this man, because this man almost cost me my life. And this Good Samaritan, total stranger, got out of his car after chasing this car down and talked to this guy. You could have killed him. Did you see this? Did you see that? This, that, whatever. And so after I talked to the guy that almost hit me, I went up to the car of the Good Samaritan, and he had his window down, and he put his hand out the window and he bumped my fist. I said, man, I can't believe you stopped. Like, thank you so much for doing it. He goes, absolutely. Absolutely. He said, that guy almost hit you. He goes, I looked at it. He said, you must have missed him by an inch. He goes, he could have killed you. He said, absolutely. Absolutely. That he stopped. That guy didn't even think twice. And if he did, it was a split second think twice of stopping to help me out. A total stranger. A total stranger. Stopped to defend me, be there for me, look out for me, and hold somebody accountable for what they did. A total stranger put his life on the line to establish with this man that went through the light that there was value in my life, in the life of a complete stranger. Folks, there are Good Samaritans in the Bible, and there are Good Samaritans in this world, and I met one of them this week. And I had to shout him out, and I knew at the beginning of this week that I was going to put him in the top dog. I knew I was going to talk about him. Because he deserves it. Because what he did for me, he didn't have to do. What he did for me was put himself on the line, put himself in harm's way. He put his life on the line to protect the life of somebody else. So to my Good Samaritan, God bless you. I salute you. And I thank you. If you see something, say something, right? And we say we're gonna. But this guy actually did. So God bless and thank the Good Samaritans that are out there, safely trying to help others. Sue said, heading to work, everyone have a blessed day. Woohoo, love the ski line behind you. Oh, skyline behind me. And get back to Syracuse. Go Cuse. Thank you, Sue. Appreciate it. Greg said, can you unveil any of the big highlights, meet and greet opportunities that you are looking forward to at this year's Comic-Con? Yeah, Greg, if you're just tuning in and you missed it, I have a awesome slate of people I'm going to meet. So Michael J. Fox of Back to the Future, Anson Mount, who plays Black Bolt in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Oscar Isaac, who plays Moon Knight, which is the reason why I'm seeing him, as well as the kind of drag queen version of Apocalypse. It was a very weird version of Apocalypse that they did. And it just looked very off. It looked like he was more just like a normal human wearing a lot of makeup. It was very strange. So he played Apocalypse, and Poe Dameron in Star Wars. And he actually is in the Star Wars ride down in Florida that I always go on when I go down there by the grace of God. Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. He's actually in that ride, which is really, really cool. And I'm meeting Kristen Kluick. Kristen Kluick, for those of you that don't know who she, or Kruick, I should say, Kruick. So she played Lana Lang in Smallville. And for those of you that don't know that story, she, in, Lana Lang and Lois Lane, the names are close, and they're both love interests of Superman, a.k.a. Clark Kent, so I get to meet her too. So I'm very excited about all of those that are going to be happening, and there's a lot of other great things that we got to get to. So Nico and I, my little brother and I, are going to go do that, but I wanted to, we always bring you Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I stay true to my word, and I know we're coming at you a little bit earlier today, but that's because we got a big, giant day set up. I'm wearing my comic book Trails logo here. I got my super powered pop shirt ready to go. I got my Wake Up Call stuff. I am ready. So do Diz with Dan, comic book Trails, super powered pop, Wake Up Call, everything is coming together in this Dan Tortora broadcast media trip to New York City. And the Mets are here, hosting their wild card weekend. And right when I came out of the airport, I was the closest I've ever been to Citi Field. And I got to literally it was like reach out and touch it. It was right there, lit up beautifully, and a perfect segue into an awesome weekend. So, from the Travel Cafe Kubal Studios, you are amazing. I want to thank you all for tuning in worldwide, including here in New York City. YouTube.com, Facebook.com, MixLR.com every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. All /WakeUpCallDT. That's YouTube.com, Facebook.com, and MixLR.com. All /WakeUpCallDT. WakeUpCallDT.com's homepage. And, of course, on Facebook.com /LiveNowDT. So, appreciate you very much for being a part of the show. As always, once the show goes live, check us out in the archives on Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts, MixLR, Player FM, Podbean, Podvine, TuneIn, Spotify, Stitcher, and YouTube by searching Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora or one word, Wake Up Call DT. Big thanks to our partners, Cafe Kubal, Carvel, DeWitt, Avacolis, as well as the Wildcat Sports Pub, Canine Camp Dog Daycare, PB&J's Lunchbox, Canine Kampground Dog Boarding, Woody Wicks, Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory, Pizza Man, Chick-fil-A Cicero and Chick-fil-A Clay, Honda City of Liverpool, Chick-fil-A Watertown, Mother's Cupboard, and of course Wake Up Call is proud to be the multimedia marketing partner exclusively of your Lemoyne College Dolphins and your Bryan and Stratton Bobcats of Syracuse. Check out all of our Dolphin content, including our exclusive series on realignment and reclassification, by going to our Lemoyne tab on WakeUpCallDT.com and subscribing to YouTube.com /WakeUpCallDT for all of our Bobcat Buzz specials with the Bryan and Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse, including covering the team that is the inaugural baseball team. For the first time ever, there's going to be baseball at Bryan and Stratton in Syracuse, and you can check out all those specials by going to our BSC Syracuse tab on WakeUpCallDT.com right next to the Lemoyne tab, and by going to YouTube.com /WakeUpCallDT. So make sure you do that today. Find us on Facebook at WakeUpCallDT, Twitter at CallDT, Instagram at WakeUpCall_DT. Superpowered Pop is on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Superpowered Pop. Facebook and Instagram at Do Diz with Dan. Facebook and Instagram at Comic Book Trails. We're all here in New York City, and Nico and I got a big weekend to go, so we're going to go do that. God bless, no stress, do your best. I'll talk with you soon. Thank you to that Good Samaritan. Thank you above all that God saved my life. And thank you to the fact that I can wake up today and even have a problem because I'm here and I'm alive. And I hope that we don't have problems, but we all do, and we work through them. And God bless the fact that we have wonderful people in our lives to help us do it. So appreciate your loved ones, appreciate your life, appreciate the time you got, spend it wisely, be good to each other. Get a relationship with God. Be thankful. And just smile today. And if you need some help, get in touch with me. I'll be more than happy to send you